Yo, what's the dealio, y'all? Hey, look, check this out, man. In today's video, we're talking about stop losses, all right? And not just what is my stop loss or how to put it in like webull or Robinhood, but also where should your stop loss be, all right? So if you're just watching this, tuning in, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel because every single day I'm bringing you life-changing information in the stock market, inspiration, motivation, and how to change your life, all right? So with that being said, um, before we talk about stop losses and really understand the stop loss game, first thing is what type of trade are you taking? Is this a day trade? Is this a scalp trade? Is this a swing trade? Okay. If it's a day trade, that means that you're holding it for a couple hours. If it's a swing trade, that means that you're holding it for a couple days to a couple weeks, right? Whatever the case may be. If it's a leap, you're holding it for 6 months, a year out. And then if it's a scalp trade, you're in it for a couple minutes, okay? So this does matter. Now, the shorter the time period you plan on being in the trade, the tighter the stop loss is gonna be, all right? But also you have two ways you can look at a stop loss, or a couple ways. You could look at a stop loss like, what dollar amount am I okay with losing? You could think about what percentage am I okay with losing? Or you could say, what level do I want to get stopped out at? All right, so let me break these down. If you say what dollar amount do I want to lose, you can say, okay, I'm in this play right now. I'm only willing to lose $100, right? So then you want to set your stop loss for $100. All right. Now, if you say I only want to be down X amount of percentage, you can say, okay, I only want to be down this percentage, right? You could also say, all right, once it gets to this level, I'm going to get stopped out, right? And once it reaches that level, you will get stopped out, or you can sell yourself out of the position, all right? The next thing is you have multiple different ways to look at getting out. You can get out manually, or you can have it trigger inside of your brokerage account, and you don't even have to be around the computer or your phone. It could just get out, right? You could just get out of it. Now, that is how you manage your stop loss. And then the other ways are how you want to, the levels at how you want to get out of your stop loss. All right. So we're going to go into the charts, and then I'm going to share with you my webull and show you how to do it. But I want to show you a couple things first. All right. So these are the charts. So let's say we got Reddit, right? So let's say I'm like, all right, this is Reddit right here, right? Let's say I'm like, all right, I want to get in on a put, right? I got in on a put earlier. So you got a couple ways you can look at this. So right here is going to be resistance, all right? So it depends on what your entry was, right? Which is going to dictate your stop loss. Boom. So this right here is resistance, and this is a level right here, right? So we got daily resistance. Okay. So this is a daily resistance level right here. All right. Now, let's say you enter into a position right here. Now, this would be at the peak of the day, right? So you can say, all right, if I'm in this play, if a new candle on the 15-minute time frame closes above here, that's my stop loss, right? So the first way you can say, because you're getting in on this play at resistance level, you can say, hey, if it breaks above and closes above resistance, that's going to be my stop loss. So we're going to put stop loss number 1. All right. Closure above resistance. All right. So that's one way that you can do it. Another way you can do it is say, hey, if I'm down $100, That's my next stop loss, right? So you can say, all right, once I get down $100 from here, then I'll get out. That's another way you can do your stop loss. You can also do it like this. You can also do it like this. Number 3. If I'm down 10%, then I will get out. So these are different ways that you can have your stop loss, right? But this is if you get in at resistance. What if I get in right here, right? So your entry is going to dictate your stop loss and also how much you're willing to lose, right? And also how much you have risked how much have you risked as well. So you can say, okay, if I get in right here, all right, let's say you enter in, let's say your entry is right here, right? Now, it depends on, like I said, are you scalping this or do you plan on holding it for 3 hours, right? If you plan on holding this for 3 hours, you may say, okay, I'm going to write entry right here. All right. Now, because you know your entry, your resistance level is right here, you can say, all right, if I'm day trading this stock, if the stock comes, stop loss 1, if stock comes above previous candle high, right? That could be when your stop loss is triggered, right? So you can say, okay, if this candle closes above this candle, then I will get stopped out. You can do it that way, right? Or if you're a little bit more risky and you're holding it long term, you may understand that the stock may have to come up here to test. It may get rejected and it may come down, right? So then you could say another option is you can say closure above resistance, right? Is the next stop loss. So if the stock comes up here, right? If the stock comes up here and it comes above it and closes, then that would be your next stop loss, right? That's another option. So you can say, okay, I entered in right here. If the next candle closes above this, the height of this candle right here, I will end up getting stopped out, right? That will be my stop loss. Or you can say, I only want to lose $100. Or you can say, I only want to lose $50. Or you can say, I only want to lose 10%. Or you can say, I only want to lose 20%, right? All those are up to you, right? Some people say 10%, some will say 20%, right? But you have to be able to assess where your account is at, the size of your account, and like what's really going to happen. All right. So you can do it like that. So we can say, okay, if I'm getting a day trade and I plan on holding this for, a long period of time, like this candle right here, if you entered in on this candle right here, it closed below, this candle closed below right here. So I would still stay in this trade because the closure was below the height of the wick of this candle right here. All right. This moves a little bit funny. So it closed here, but it opened right there. So it moves a little bit funny, but the principle remains the same. All right. If you got in up here, then you could just stay in a trade and you could keep the same rules as the stock is coming down. So let's say you get in right here and the stock is coming down, right? And then it comes up a little bit. If this candle stays below the peak of the previous candle, you could stay in because that could let you know that it's coming in. is coming down, right? So if you're getting in a scalp, let's say you get in a scalp and you only plan on being in this trade for a couple minutes. You get in right here, and then you see that it reverses on you. And once it closes above, you can say I'm out. Or once again, you could do a dollar amount, or you could do a percentage. Right? Now, if it's a swing trade, you're gonna want to zoom out, and you're gonna want to go to a longer time frame, right? So right here, it looks like it rejected off this level right here. So let's say you get into a swing trade right here to the downside. Let's say you get in a put. Right here, rejected off of this level twice, right? Rejected off of this level here and here. Because it rejected twice, I would think that that's grounds for it to be coming down, right? So let's say you entered in right here on a put. As long as it stays below this level right here, I would stay in that swing. If it breaks above this level and closes above this level, I would get out of that swing play. Right? That's how I would do it. Okay? On a swing. On a day trade, if I'm holding it for a couple hours, I would do the same thing. I would be keeping a tight eye on it. All right? So you got a wide time frame, and then you have a smaller time frame. All right? Smaller time frame is for shorter period trades. Wider time frame is for longer period trades. All right? But as you can see, like right here, the stock is rejecting off of the height of this candle right here. So if it's rejecting, then it should kind of start coming down, and then we may see it come down a little bit more. All right, depending on if the stock, honestly chooses to come lower, or if it wants to continue to consolidate, or if it wants to come to the downside. All right. This works from the downside or from the upside. It doesn't matter what direction. It's the principles that remain the same. Now, when you're in a trade, right? Let's say you want to. I'm inside of webull. I use webull to day trade, right? So let's say I want to get in a trade. So I have this right here, all right? So I'm in this play, and let's say I want to get into do my stop loss. I'll say, number one, I need to know how much my contract is. So my average cost is $440. Let's just say, right, $440. Now, I can say, okay, I'm gonna go to order type and go to stop limit order. All right, and I'll say, all right. I'm gonna do. Well, this is webull. On webull, you see how it says shares right there? That means like option contract prices. All right. So we're going to say, let's say I want to do negative 10%. I would just do negative 10%. It'll do the price, right? And then I have the limit price, and I need that to be under this 350 right here. So I would do let's just say 49. And then I would make my, I would place the order, right? And when I place that order, it will trigger when it's there. Does that make sense? You could also do stop order, right? And a stop order is whenever it gets to whatever price, it's just going to get stopped out. Just like that. All right? So you could do it either way. Right? A stop order is kind of like a market order where it's just going to go. A stop limit order is just kind of like once it hits this, then it's going to wait till it hits that price and then it'll trigger. All right? That's how I like to look at it. It's very simple, right? Obviously, it's not easy to fully understand, but it is simple. Okay? So that is how you set the stop orders or the stop limit orders and the stop losses. And always remember, a stop loss is here to protect you from yourself. All right, because sometimes people don't know how to get in and out of trades, if I'm being honest. In the beginning, I did not know how to get in and out of trades, like mentally. Physically, I know how to do it, but sometimes when you're down in a play, you don't want to manually get out. So when you get out of the play, with the stop loss and it's triggered, it protects you from yourself. All right. So that is the stop loss video. That's how you could look at your stop losses. You can do it by dollar amount, by percentage, or by the levels based on what your entry is. Okay. Bigger accounts may have a little bit larger leeway or wider leeway, right? But you want to understand how the game really works. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll say, hey, the level, let's just say, let me go back to the screen real quick. Let's just say that there's a level right here. Okay, let's just use this 111.53 level. You can say, all right, so sometimes what they'll do is you could get in right here, right? They might have, like Wall Street, they might make the stock go right. Let's just say that this is a critical level, okay? Let's say that this 113 is a critical level. All right. So what Wall Street might do, but let's say you got into your trade right here. And let's say your stop loss is right here, okay? If your stop loss is right here and you don't know what the level is, like the critical level, Wall Street may take the stock up here, shake people out, and then allow the stock to come back down, right? So you want to make sure you know and understand what the actual levels are. And when you understand what the levels are, it will help you in your understanding of like where your stop loss should be. All right. I hope that that made sense. So that's the stop loss video. You want to protect yourself from you at all times, at all costs. All right. Don't beat yourself up if you lost more money than you needed to, but understand where you plan to get out. Also understand what you plan to risk. All right. Because when you get in a trade, you want to know how much you're willing to risk. That is a super, super important lesson that you're going to learn one way or another. All right. So just make sure you learn it now. All right. So with that being said, I hope that was helpful for you guys. Always remember, get out of your head and go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, the more you study, the less you're going to worry. All right. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.